Hello, this is Evan. Welcome to another episode of the Free Filmmakers podcast. Today I'm actually by myself. Rio and Reese are not joining me for this one. Today's podcast will be about past works before joining college. I believe Rio and Reese have done episodes about our first film, Gunpoint, and our trip to Aesthetica, York Film Festival. Which I missed out on. The next episode will be about the reflection of our past unit of work. So, when I think about my past work, I think about mainly my YouTube channel. I've had a YouTube channel for 10 years now. Uh, it's called Ballistic Lord. It's never gained a lot of popularity or anything like that. But what it has is all my work that I put onto it. I started off doing smaller, like gaming videos and just Lego, what stop motion, whatever I could do being a kid. And eventually it worked up to animation. So I don't know if anyone knows the Odd Ones Out on YouTube. He was a big inspiration for me. I actually met him. I was in email contact with him for a while, and he gave me that inspiration to take the step and start animating. So I did a lot of story time animation videos for a long time, and just talking about stories from my life and what had been going on, and just making stupid little skits. And then what it progressed into is during lockdown of 2020, I made a TV show. It was called Stickman. I got a few professional voice actors, a few upcoming people, and they all helped out the project. Now, the first season isn't animated very well. It's the first time I'm trying to do lip sync and actual voice work mixed in with like just not me, basic story time stuff. So it improved season one. It it was a project I was very proud of. It got an IMDb, which at the time was massive for me to be notarized like that. Um, I then made one episode of a show called The Alien Race, which was similar. It was also stickman characters in the show. I got a few actors in for that. I did one episode and I didn't enjoy doing it, so I dropped that. Eventually, when I did season two of Stickman, I reintroduced the alien race characters back into that so I could work with the people again. Season two was a big step up in animation. It was a year later. This was 2021. The animation looked a lot cleaner, a lot smoother. The character design was a lot better. I was a lot prouder of the work. I'd thought out the script. So in season one, I wrote the script on an episode to episode basis. In season two, I planned out the whole script and story beforehand and then wrote it. What I went on to do, as I got more busy with GCSEs and topics like that, was during 2022, last year, I wanted to come back to Stickman, but I didn't have time to do a full season, so I compromised. And within a week, I made a Christmas special, did the whole animation, got everyone, wrote the script, got all the voice work in, and um, made a Christmas special. So that came out last year. It served as almost a finale because I didn't know if I was able to come back to it due to this course coming up and just how busy I was going to be and wanting to work on other projects. So that is something I would like to come back to at some point when it's more professionally done. Uh, I've not had that opportunity yet, but I loved working on it. Just animating, just seeing it all come to life is good. And I struggle a lot with the reliance on other people when I'm making projects. So that and a lot of my short films are good because a lot of them are self-reliant. All that animation and script writing is done by me. I don't have to rely on anyone else apart from for the voices, but I can get that from anyone online. The internet's a wonderful place now, so that's super interesting to do. So that helped me a lot, being able to just rely on myself and get that all done. Which animation just create a world where I don't have money to have a police car race down the road or anything like that. But in animation, I can do it in a few hours, and it not look the best because my animation skills have only been what I've taught myself. Um, but being able to do that in a stupid cartoon way is better than nothing. So, yeah, the Christmas special I was proud of. Um, Even though people wouldn't, I made a lot of jokes for anyone who would have been fans. Obviously, it didn't have any fans really, but to me, it was like a goodbye, and I was proud of it. And maybe one day, if it does gain popularity, then people will understand that, and that's why I'd like to come back and do a season three, a proper one, and that would be enjoyable for me. I like to normally do one part of it a year. This year might be the first year without it since 2020, since I don't know if I can get a Christmas special done in this time. Uh, so that's the case. I move on to my other projects. So last year for Christmas around this time, I got my first camera. So what I decided to do was do a one-day shoot of an unscripted film called Choices about a man trying to figure out what to watch next. Uh, After he's finished a film. So what I did was I just set up a camera, went through all the streaming services, and then I recorded my reactions after that, to just making silly comments and whatever. I did all that get together, and it was one day. Did all that, got on IMDb and Letterboxd, available to rank. So that was a project that I wasn't that proud of because I didn't put too much work into it. It was more of an experiment that just happened to be able to go onto IMDb and be published like that. It was just an experiment for me. My next project was, but well, the last one I'll talk about is the short film It's Cold. So at the start of this year, around February kind of time, I was waiting for the bus one morning and started recording on my phone what I thought looked great, some really nice cinematography. Uh, just of the day and how cold it was. I actually hate the cold, but my character in it likes the cold. So what I did over the next few weeks was just film wherever I could of just coldness and trying to get that, emotion and just really cold environment into the film. And then I wrote a bit of narration that I could speak over it. Uh, and then I set up a tripod one day and recorded the ending scene of me sat on a bench. My girlfriend helped me do that, helped me set up the camera. She pressed record, she did all the helpful stuff, and I kind of acted it out. So that was really good to do. Um, I'm much more proud of that. Even though I didn't script it freehand, it was more scripted than anything else I've done apart from Stickman. Uh, and I think that project turned out nice. I really enjoyed going back and watching it, even though it's a bit more depressing. Uh, I did lie. There was one more project I'm going to talk about. It's called Home. It's not out yet, it's still editing, but before the course, I went on holiday to Greece and I thought it would be a great opportunity to get some really nice shots and get some shots of me. So, what I did is made a little bit of a story in my head and then just filmed. Again, no script to start off with, but just getting that filming done and cinematography and works I can look back on. And what I'm doing now is going back and editing this, adding some music. I'm going for a bit of a retro theme and like an old classical film, but with a modern take. So the film follows a guy who's kind of moody on holiday. I won't spoil the ending, but that hasn't been filmed yet. So that's kind of a now and past work, which is interesting to me. So I really enjoy doing that, and I want to make as much projects as I can. Obviously, that's why I joined this filmmaking course with Ria and Reese because we all want to be filmmakers and work on stuff like that, like we've done with Gunpoint. Gunpoint was my first real scripted um, shoot, and even though it could have gone a lot better at times and it was all rushed, it was still a nice experience to do that, and especially with other people because I've never had that experience before. I think that about wraps it up. I have spoke in quite big detail about my former works, which is the title of the podcast. And yeah, I'll leave you with that one. Thank you for listening to the Free Filmmakers podcast, even though there's only one of us today. And I will see you all later.